Welcome to the fascinating world of Canada, a vast country with a story as expansive as its landscape. Today we'll uncover a captivating phenomenon that might just surprise you. Why do 80% of Canadians live within 100 miles of the United States border? Imagine a land so immense it dwarfs most countries, yet its population prefers to huddle close to their southern neighbours. The reason behind this population pattern are both intriguing and historically rich. Stay tuned as we unravel the mysteries of Canada's unique geography and history. Why, therefore, do you believe a large number of Canadians reside near the US border? What possible historical causes may there be for this demographic trend? The common history of the US and Canada sets the stage for the narrative. Both nations sprang from the New World, which was moulded by Western European colonists. The biggest division occurred when British Canada remained part of Britain, and the southern area gained independence to become the United States. The distinct boundary between the US and Canada was made possible by this divide. Tribes of Native Americans such as the Blackfoot live in both Canada and the United States and see themselves as one country. The history of the border is further complicated by this particular circumstance. Attracted by the lucrative fur trade and fishing business, European immigrants mostly came to Canada in the 17th and 18th centuries from France and Great Britain. By the end of the 18th century, Canada's main export was fur, particularly fur from beavers. Can you determine which area, because of its closeness to the Great Lakes and the St. Lawrence River, became the most densely inhabited in Canada? It forms a line that extends into the Great Lakes region and includes cities like Toronto, Quebec City and Montreal. Initially, most European settlers in Canada concentrated in the northeast near oceans or rivers with ocean access. It made sense then, considering the area, right? However, they soon discovered that the Great Lakes region was ideal for farming, so the original border was designed in part to distribute lakeland and ocean access. This had an impact on the concentration of its citizens in particular places. This positioned Canada's economic and population centres near the states of New York, Pennsylvania, Vermont and Michigan. Now here's a question for you. Why do you think so many Canadians clustered in these areas? The first attempt at a peaceful resolution between these long-term rivals was the Treaty of Paris in 1783. It came right after the American Revolution and focused on the resources of the new nation, but back then the understanding of the New World's geography was quite limited, so the unusual border that was eventually established wasn't exactly what they had anticipated. In 1812, the first major border conflict erupted when President James Madison had the idea to annex British Canada. He probably thought it would be a piece of cake. However, the smaller British forces and their native allies proved to be tougher than expected. The war ended in a stalemate, but not before the British burned down the White House. Can you believe that? Now, the epic pig drama. Ever heard of the Pig War in 1859? An American shot a British pig on the San Juan Islands, and suddenly they declared a war. In 1859, an American settler killed a British farmer's pig in the disputed area of San Juan Islands. A war was declared and troops were sent. Thankfully, there were no casualties except for the poor pig. The war ended with a decision that awarded the San Juan Islands to the United States. Yes, all that fuss over a pig. Enter the Northwest Angle, a quirk in Minnesota's geography. It's located in Canada, but can only be reached by driving through the United States, making it technically a part of the USA within Canadian territory. So why did Canadians choose to live near the US border, particularly in regions like Ontario and Quebec? Geography played a significant role. The St. Lawrence River served as the historical highway, much like a neighbor's swimming pool. You can't resist. However, the Canadian Shield, a massive geological formation, proved a challenging obstacle. Picture trying to build a sandcastle on top of a granite mountain. This natural barrier discouraged settlement until the West beckoned. As pioneers ventured westward, they found fertile prairies perfect for growing wheat. The completion of the Canadian Pacific Railway connected the nation and ensured even those far from St. Lawrence River had access to essential resources. And that's the story of how Canada's population distribution has evolved over time. It's not just proximity to the border, it's the culmination of history, geography, and a few unexpected incidents that molded this unique pattern. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Do you have any other intriguing topics in mind for our next video. Share your ideas in the comments below, and of course don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment and give that like button a friendly tap. Until next time, stay curious.